Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a hump day edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedist, you go to Brock. If you need a roof, you call Parish. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, On Fire Athletes, platform powered by GameCoin. And our new sponsors on the show as well, Bocock Brothers Premium Cigars. Glad to have everybody aboard with us here. Remember, use the code MAT15. That's MAT15, MAT15 for 15% off your purchase. Sorry, I'm just updating. Boom. And I got to find a better way to do this, y'all. So, like, I'm not right at the start of the show when I'm sitting here, like, typing all this stuff out, and y'all are just waiting. Sorry. But I appreciate your patience. Okay, there we go. Now we are... Okay, saved and ready to go. Okay, thanks for your patience. Appreciate y'all for being here with us. LSU getting ready for West Virginia, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Super Regional at Alec Box Stadium. Good news for the Tigers is Cade Anderson, Anthony Einstein will both be on full rest, which is awesome, and be ready to rip and roar against West Virginia. We will see the bats come alive if Jay sticks with the lineup changes from the other night, Monday night against Little Rock, or if he goes back to putting Jones in the 2-hole. It's interesting because he went through, if you missed it, the entire explanation for why he changed the lineup the way he did. And it's all very thoughtful. Why didn't you do it before Monday? Anyway, but so I don't know what he'll do. But LSU's a pretty heavy favorite in this series against West Virginia. So Tigers at home, see if they can go win a couple of games like they've done all weekend and get off to Omaha. We did have the odds to win the College World Series drop yesterday. LSU, the betting favorite at plus 330 over at DraftKings, followed by Arkansas at plus 380, Tennessee at plus 500. Really, and Arkansas and Tennessee play each other. So, you can't win it if you don't make it there. So that's why both of those follow. I would imagine if Arkansas beats Tennessee and advances, then Arkansas would probably leap LSU as the betting favorite again. But LSU's already won series against Arkansas and Tennessee. And Cade Anderson has won games against Liam Doyle and Zach Root. So if LSU gets there, you feel really good about giving Cade Anderson the ball in game one, getting you off to a good start, then see if Einstein can pitch you into the driver's seat. So, but first things first, see if you can go beat West Virginia this weekend. Say some good mornings here. Hey, Jacob, good morning. Gorilla, good morning. Kenneth, good morning. Slabs, not first. Hey, Brian, good morning. Hey, Christian, good morning, man. Hope it's a great one. Thomas, good to see you there, man. Gorilla, buying tickets to Omaha if we win game one. But hot dog, if round trip tickets aren't 500 plus from Atlanta. Honestly, Gorilla, 500 round trip, that ain't bad. I mean, flights are ridiculous. We booked our flights yesterday for SEC Media Days. And, for our group that's going, and it's in Atlanta this year in July. And, I mean, even like the promo code discounted fare Southwest from New Orleans to Atlanta. I think round trip was like $1,100. Ain't cheap, man. Hey, Dane, good morning. Is Whiskey and Wine going to continue? To be determined, Dane. Haven't figured that out yet. what we're going to do. There's several different options on the table. I can continue solo. I can continue with a new host. Don't know who that would be. I can step aside and hand it off to someone else to do whiskey and wine. We could do a different format with different people. I've candidly been thinking about just doing a locked on post game, just like I've been doing for baseball. Just do that for football from right here. So I don't know yet, man. I don't know what we're going to do yet. We're going to examine a lot of options and figure that out. Let's see. Got it. Chance, it was nice getting to bed before midnight. Amen, Chance. It was. Actually, I say that, but I didn't get to bed till about midnight last night. Went to Supper Club, had an awesome dinner with some of my friends from Our Lady of the Lake, who are great partners. Really, really enjoying the partnership that we've started with Our Lady of the Lake at AFR. And my buddy Mac Chiwilli from Traction, of course, Traction is partnered with Our Lady of the Lake as well. I think the Lake bought a piece of Traction a few years ago. I'm not exactly sure how the whole thing is structured, but they're partners as well. So Traction is integrated into Our Lady of the Lake now as well. So had a great time. I had a great dinner at Supper Club last night, and then came home, recorded Locked On. So a little bit of a late night, but not a lot better than the 2 a.m. Nights that we were getting with those late games and then post-game shows. Hey, Robbie, good morning. I was surprised the Knicks fired their head coach, Tom Thibodeau. He's a really good coach. Wish the Pelicans would fire Willie Green and hire Thibodeau. Think about Tom Thibodeau. So I'm with you. He's been more successful in New York over the last 5 years than any coach in the last quarter century. But the thing about Tom Thibodeau, this has always followed him. He's known as a really intense, like old school type coach, the yeller, the screamer, the disciplinarian, and he's a super defensive minded head coach. And sometimes that just don't play with the modern athlete. Dudes who make more than the coach, like they don't want to be yelled at by the coach. It's probably something to do with it. Hey, Jeff, good morning. Get ready, haters. Hey, Manny. Haven't heard on Brian yet, man. About Brian Penton, who, was supposed to have a surgery Friday. So, we'll keep hoping all went well and praying for him. Let's see. Brian, let's see. Do you have a new summer schedule where things vary day to day? Thank you for asking, Brian. I don't know yet. I don't have to bring Drew this week to St. Lillian, but next week he's back at St. Lillian for summer. And I think it's the same time that he's normally there during the week. So I'll check, but I would anticipate that this week has been odd because of the baseball. But I would think I'd be at 7:15, 7:30 time typically. And I think next week we'll be back on that time, but I'll let you know. But thank you for asking. Debo, what's going on? Logan, breakdown of West Virginia pitching. Yeah, so they got 3 starters. Their number one guy, his name, the lefty. His name is Griffin Kern, Kirn, 3.13 ERA. He's got 100 strikeouts and 95 innings pitched. It was a good arm. The guy who has been starting second for them is Gavin Van Kempen. He must have missed a chunk of the season. He's only got 39 innings pitched. He has 13 starts on the season, but he's been their number 2 here of late. And then Jack Kartsonis, 2.94 ERA, 76 strikeouts and 64 1/3 innings pitched. That's their number 3. So he's a righty. Griffin Kern, their Friday night guy, their number 1 guy, is a 6'3 lefty. So it'll be lefty-lefty matchup with Kate Anderson and Griffin Kern on Saturday in game 1. Tiger Diver, West Virginia runs a lot. How is left LH Bennett picking. Oh, Luis Hernandez. Yeah, not great. That's certainly not a strong suit of this team. So controlling the running game is probably best going to be suited by keeping runners off of base. That's where like Cade Anderson, and they have stolen 108 bases, by the way. So like that is a huge part of their game. They are a get them on, get them over, get them in type team. They only have 55 homers on the entire season. By contrast, LSU has 97, right? So LSU has about twice the amount of homers. They have about twice the amount of stolen bases. So I was looking up, I wanted to look up Cade Anderson's whip. Hang on. This is what's important, right? So your whip is your walks and hits per innings pitched. That's what whip is for those who don't know. So Cade Anderson's whip is 1.06. So basically, one runner per inning pitched gets on base against Cade Anderson on average. That's outstanding. And so if you're a small ball team, the challenge is you have to get on base, then you have to steal a base, then you got to bunt him over, then you got to like sack fly or get him in. So getting that guy on, over, and in is even more challenging against a guy like Cade Anderson, who doesn't typically allow more than one runner on average on base per inning. So like if you get a guy on base with one out, let's say you go strike out, single. Okay. Runner on first, one out. You steal second. Okay. You bunt him to third. Well, now, or you hit and run, whatever. Now there's two outs and a man on third. You got to get a hit. Well, Cade Anderson doesn't typically allow that. So I just think the way to get through against Cade has been the long ball. And he has been susceptible to that this year. The home runs allowed. Cade Anderson has allowed, I mean, this number is kind of stunning. Cade Anderson has allowed 14 home runs on the season. Anthony Ionson's allowed 4. Second on the team is, I believe, it's William Schmidt and Connor Benj, each allowed 5. Newt 3, Ionson 4, Cowan 3, Shores 3. I mean, Cade Anderson's allowed 14 home runs. Like, that is the way to get to Cade Anderson, has been the long ball. So if they don't hit the long ball, that's just a real disadvantage against Cade. Hey, Tim, good morning. Brad, good morning. Does Saturday, Sunday, Monday Supers mean we play Saturday, Monday in Omaha? Not necessarily. I wish that were the case, but they set it all up based on TV. So not necessarily. Hey, Brent, good morning. Predicting a Jell-O shot shortage in Omaha in the near future. Right, Robbie, Matt, I read the Saints might be interested in Kirk Cousins. Is that true or rumor? So, talked about this last week on AFR. There it is. I'm going to go ahead and post the link if you want to watch it. So, sorry. So there was a piece, I think, over at CBS Sports, someone put together, and it was like post June 1 release candidates and what might be the best landing spot. And so they talked about Cousins, who is very likely going to be a post June 1 release by Atlanta, unless if they would just want to have a very expensive backup, which they might. And so if Cousins is released, we're looking at what would be landing spots. And Pittsburgh and New Orleans were the two, and the prediction was that he would land in New Orleans. I think Indy could certainly be a spot as well. My very Cliff's Notes version take is I would absolutely want Kirk Cousins. I'm going to continue to bang the drum. I would rather have a veteran quarterback on the roster in 2025. I don't think it's going to make a world of difference for this team being a contender or anything of the sort, but I would like to have a veteran player, if for nothing else, to allow the young guys some time to ease into the water and not just cannonball into the deep end. Taylor, good morning. Been watching every day for years. Never been able to be live. Okay. Appreciate all you do. I enjoy my Bama grad wife's eye rolls while listening to Bama's friend together. Let her know, Taylor. More to come. Thank you for being there, man. Brad, good morning. What are your thoughts on the Knicks coach getting fired? You just talked about that a little ago. I'm not surprised. I mean, the Knicks are just a total mess, but I think that's a real problem the NBA has. I mean, the Nuggets firing Michael Malone is insane. I mean, the guy won an NBA championship a couple of years ago, and they were the 3-4 seed, whatever they were this year, and they're firing their coach right before the playoffs. I mean, the NBA's just got a huge problem with that. Hey, Logan, I have a friend, takes the train, good price, drinks, and food included. Oh, to Omaha or to Atlanta? Ethan, Whiskey and Wine with Sarah Pollock. I don't know who's Sarah Pollock. You have to tell me. I don't mean to be disrespectful. I don't know who that is. Hey, Seth, good morning. Stupid question. Why do hitters further down in the lineup see different pitches than the guys who are at the top of the lineup? That's not a stupid question at all. It's a very good question. Because typically, if you are a pitcher, you're going to challenge hitters at the bottom of the lineup more so because they're less likely to get a hit. You're not going to have to be as fine and refined with your pitches. And also, you do your best not to show every pitch in every at-bat. So sequencing is a big part of pitching as well. So like, a team will look at a chart for what your tendencies are. Let's say in a 2-2 count against a righty, you typically try to go low, slider low and away. Okay, well, you could show that to the 8-hole hitter, or maybe you wouldn't want to show that to the 8-hole hitter. So you throw him a fastball. And the 8-hole hitter, who's not maybe one of the best offensive players, might just roll over one and ground out. Okay, so you got away with a bad pitch. So the guy in the dugout who's the 2-hole hitter sees that and goes, okay, 2-2, right-handed batter, he's going fastball. And then you go slider away, but he's sitting fastball and he swings over the top of it. So sometimes it's just sequencing of pitches and how you're trying to strategize for the rest of your lineup and setting up guys for future at-bats and all that sort of stuff. But generally, you're going to challenge guys at the bottom of the lineup more than you are Derek Carrillo. Like Derek Carrillo, like you're not going to go make a mistake to Bear Jones and leave or Ethan Fry in the 2-hole and leave a fastball belt high 88. You're going to maybe throw one pitch over the plate. Everything else is going to be trying to get him to chase some junk. So it's harder to hit. I'll be the new host for Whiskey and Wine. If the only requirements are curse like a sailor and get drunk, I can fill those shoes. Well, I didn't curse like T-Bob did, and I didn't get drunk either. So someone had to keep the train on the track. You know what I mean? Hey, Chance, been enjoying Matt and Jake. Love hearing old stories. Same with T. Yeah, man. They're doing a great job. Hey, Nick, do you think Jay keeps the lineup like Monday Jones in the 6-hole? Probably. It's one of those if it ain't broke, don't fix it type things. And because he had such success with it, the interesting thing is in baseball, you can't be reactionary because it is a game of averages. Like if you have a 1 for 12 weekend, you don't go shuffle your whole lineup because the guy went 1 for 12. Otherwise, you'd be chasing that the whole season. So you stay steady, which is why Jones has stayed in the 2-hole. A 1-game sample should not be enough of a reason to change, but I think they probably will. Especially Milam coming on here in the last 2 weeks. Being a switch hitter in the 3-hole allows you to go lefty, righty, lefty. If that's depending on who you're. Now, the caveat here is now this doesn't necessarily matter because Jones and Fry are both righties, but you're going to face a lefty on Saturday in Griffin Kern. Jay likes to alternate lefty, righty, lefty. Curriel's a lefty. if you keep Fry in the 2-hole, that's a righty. Well, if you bat Milam third, he's a switch hitter, so against the lefty, he's going to go righty. So you go lefty, righty, righty. Like unless if you want to put Brown in there, move Brown in the 3-hole, then you could go lefty, righty, lefty. But they've mostly been playing Pearson against left-handed pitching. So my guess is that game 1, Pearson probably plays. And I don't love that, especially against a team that wants to play small ball. You have to be great defensively behind your pitchers, and I want my best defensive lineup out there. That's why I would want Braswell. And you're facing a lefty, so Braswell, the righty, is going to play. I don't think you'd see Tanner Reeves out there anyway. So just some things to consider. Any common opponents between LSU and West Virginia? Good question. Hang on. I mean, aside from Kentucky. Well, no, LSU didn't play Kentucky this year. That's right. Let's see. Scroll through this. Jacksonville, Lipscomb, Ohio U, Queens of North Carolina, Kennesaw State, Towson, Oklahoma State, James Madison, Arizona, Marshall, BYU, Ohio State, Pitt, Utah, Penn State, Houston, Marshall, Cincinnati, Penn State, UCF, Marshall, Texas Tech, Pitt, Kansas State. They lost 2 out of 3 against Kansas State. Kansas. LSU played Kansas State early in the season. That great game that Tigers rallied and then won in extras, 8-5 in 10 in Frisco. The opening game of Frisco, if you remember. I'm pulling up the box score from that one. LSU led 2-0. They had the implosion LSU did in the 7th. Man. Kansas State tied it at 2 in the bottom of the 6th. LSU took a 3-run lead in the 7th on Dickinson's homer. And then they imploded in the bottom of the 7th. Remember that? And then you ended up making a play at the plate in the 9th. Remember, like you threw a guy out at the plate in the 9th to force extras. They're about to walk you off. Yeah, here was the 7th. They went single, walk, hit by pitch, line out, single, grounded and double play. So a walk and 2 hit by pitch and 3 singles in that inning. Thomas, you could always fly T-Bob in for the weekend. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I know, honest, but also they don't. I don't think he's number one. I think he'll be doing a lot of Barstool stuff on the weekend. I know you're joking, Thomas, but also like contractually, I don't think that that Barstool allows him to do anything else. So I mean, that's why he had to stop the Jim Rome show that he was doing and all the other stuff. So, by the way, Thomas,
Parrish Construction and Roofing. At Parrish, we've got you covered from the top of your roof all the way down. Parrish Construction and Roofing. Parrish built. Parrish built. Parrish built. From your hometown. ParrishBuilt.com.
Parrish Construction and Roofing. Remember Brock. If you need North Beach, go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parrish. Unique Physique. That's the GLP-1 medication, semaglutide, tirzepatide, the once-a-week injections for weight loss. Lowest prices, never any contracts. Learn more, and they can ship anywhere in the country. So no matter where you're living, check them out at uniquephysique.com. Uniquephysique.com. All of our sponsors, everything's scrolling here on the bottom. And, of course, Bocock Brothers Premium Cigars. They've got the LSU branded cigars that they did. Love that. Remember, not only is it a great scar, great gift for Father's Day, great for the Tiger fan in your life. Let's celebrate together with LSU winning in Omaha by lighting up a premium cigar from Bocock Brothers. You can also support LSU Athletics with every purchase and use the code MAT15, 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 MAT15 to save 15%. David, morning. I think we can win 2 games against anyone with Anderson Einstein. I would agree, friend. Hey, Rocky. Club, what's good? Big shout out. Mr. Ron landed the Parish crew. Brand new roof. Let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, Club. Hey, thanks for the opportunity, man. We appreciate it. Please leave us a 5-star Google review, Club, if you would. Appreciate that greatly. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but the single biggest factor for Google SEO and Google ranking is your Google reviews. So if we at Parish have helped you at any point with anything, if you could leave us a 5-star review, that is just immensely like 5 stars. Just you don't think it, but like a 5-star Google review is the thing that is the most helpful. So we greatly appreciate anybody that has that we've helped at Parish. Would greatly appreciate a 5-star review. Jeremy, wish it was Friday already. Brad, why did you hate LSU playing Arkansas on Black Friday? I mean, both. I hated the 1:30, hated the Friday after Thanksgiving. It always felt lethargic. The short week, weren't really into it. They cared way more than LSU did. I just hated it. It always felt like a disadvantage. Steve Globbs, Bitcoin surged in the months following the Tigers' 2023 CWS win. Direct correlation, heard it here first. Did it really? I mean, that would have been in the bear market. Now you got me curious. I want to go back and look at the all-time chart now. Let's see. I guess we did have a little bump, didn't we? Back in 23. Bitcoin at 105,000. Choo! I've got a good amount of Bitcoin. But I think we probably all have stories like this. I have a friend who was mining Bitcoin in 2013 and was trying to explain it to me. And I just didn't understand. But like a lot of people now, this is a dozen years after that, people still don't understand what Bitcoin is, or crypto, or blockchain. So a dozen years ago is even harder to understand. But I just think back, like, what if, man? Like, I had a guy who was mining Bitcoin, not someone who just had it, but like he was actually mining Bitcoin in 2013 who was telling me about it. And I didn't have the foresight just to say, oh, here's $100. Yeah. Give me 100 of them. You think about like the moments in life where you wish you could do over. Like that's one of them. Where if I could go back to my buddy Mike in 2013, telling me about mining Bitcoin, if I just been like, hey, there you go, here's $100. Give me 100 of them, or whatever. I mean, what was the price of Bitcoin in 2013? Hey Siri, what was the price of Bitcoin in 2013? About $50. give me two of them. Oh, man. Do whiskey and wine with Omar. Whiskey and wine with Coach O. I mean, I would do it in a millisecond. I don't think he would. I don't think he'd have any interest whatsoever in ever looking at me, ever. But I do it. I would talk to Coach O anytime, man. I think he's a fascinating guy. I mean, what a fascinating figure in college football. I would. Robbie, good morning. Deborah, good morning. Tiger Poppy, good morning. Logan, Omaha. Rick, did you see the interview with Coach Yeski where he mentioned Will Helmers twice in his performance in Chapel Hill? I didn't. Wish I had. We talked to Helmers yesterday on the show. Hey, Bubba, good morning. Mark, what's your take on Zion? Mark talked about that yesterday. We have a presumption of innocence in this country until guilt is proven. Accusations all read very terribly, but there were also no criminal charges brought. Spurge, morning from Mexico. What up, Spurge? Watched the final regional game from the sports bar at the resort. Stayed open for us till the game ended. Love it. God, that's commitment, man. Hope you tipped him well. I know you did. JD Scream, morning, Matt. Is there anyone out of West Virginia lineup we need to be paying attention to? So their best hitter is a fellow named Kyle West. Now, Sam White leads him at 352, but Kyle West is at 347 with 10 homers. He's the only guy in the lineup with double-digit homers, and he slugs .607 on-base percentage of .500. So Kyle West would be the guy. They have 5 hitters over 300 in the lineup, but only Kyle West has double-digit homers. And her name was Cassandra. Good morning. Why do you think the lefty starting pitcher for West Virginia adds to our hitting woes against lefties? I don't think LSU has hitting woes against lefties. Irfan Sayad, Gamorgan. Reed Rule, Gamorgan. Will Evans be available Saturday? Absolutely. 4 full days of rest? Absolutely. I mean, you're not going to ask him to throw 100 pitches, but if you need him to go close the game for you, absolutely. Mark, will Heat be a factor in Baton Rouge Super Regional against West Virginia? Maybe. I don't know. Saints Lover, morning, Matt. Will you have Steve Sabins on Locked On this week before the game? We have reached out and am awaiting a return call. So would love to do that. It's West Virginia's coach. Would love to. We have inquired, sent the request. We'll see if they reply. Hey, Justin, your facial expressions on Whiskey and Wine when T-Bob would cut you off screaming LOL. We had a good dynamic, man. There's no doubt. Yep. Oh, I'm behind on comments. Will sending Einstein close affect him starting this weekend? Not at all, Derek. He only threw 20 pitches. That was effectively a glorified bullpen for him, which he probably would have thrown that day anyway on his third day. So no, not at all. And he will have gone now because remember he threw Friday, so he will go Friday to Sunday. So no, he will be full go, no limit whatsoever. Hey, Chance, did you negotiate the Flynn on OTB or is that Gordy or someone else? That's me. Yep. So, Jake and I, when T-Bob accepted Barstool, I have a notebook right here full of every possible lineup scenario. Because you learn, you always have to be ready. Have your plan B, C, D, E. So whenever T-Bob left, Jake and I went and sat down. I was like, all right, well, first of all, I had to make sure Jake wanted to stay because that wasn't a certainty. Jake does a Sirius XM show. He could have expanded the role at Sirius. I mean, I first of all had to make sure Jake wanted to stay. And so doing a deal that made sense for him and getting him a co-host that he wanted to work with was kind of paramount. So he and I sat down, went through probably a few dozen names, but Flynn was his first choice. So then it was about, kind of recruiting Matt and making sure that we could do a deal that made sense for him. So I've worked really hard on that. So, first started talking about T-Bob with his contract back in January, mid-January. So it was 4 months, 4 months of a lot of dealing and doing and mixing and matching and budgeting and a lot of stuff, recruiting, and yes, it was a lot. But I'm thrilled with it. I mean, to have Hester and Flynn in the morning, I think is a major coup. Hey, Rick, who's the emergency third catcher with Priester hitting the portal? I mean, Eddie Yaman's redshirting. I don't even know if he's on the postseason roster. I think I saw him in the dugout. Probably Yaman. Ethan Fry came to LSU as a catcher. I mean, that class had Brady, Neal, Bear Jones, Ethan Fry. You had 3 catchers in that class. All right, please smash the like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Omar, remember that when LSU had 3 walks the weekend against Fort Wayne. That was nice. Yeah. You also had Kate Anderson and Anthony Hines and chew up a bunch of the weekend. But yeah. And Fort Wayne also has disbanded their baseball program, I guess, as they were probably just swinging at anything. Has West Virginia seen any pitching comparable to LSU? Well, if you look at the 1-2 punch of Anderson Hines, I mean, nobody has that. But, I mean, in the power leagues, you're going to see 95s, There you go, Thomas. I've been to Rougarou games before, yeah. Hey, Becky, good morning. Mac, morning. Does 1 p.m. game time Saturday mean 8 p.m. first pitch due to rain delay? You bite your tongue. I remember there was a website where 5 times a day you could do those prove you're not a robot things and you get them for free. What do you mean? Bitcoin. Yeah, 100 Bitcoin, you'd be doing whiskey and wine in Fiji by now. Robert Potts, good morning. One thing I'm having trouble getting past with Bitcoin crypto, I don't see how it gains. Stocks increase value because people buy products. Bitcoin doesn't create anything. So look at Bitcoin like digital gold. Why does gold have value? It's a stone. But collectively over time, because of its rarity, people have assigned value to it. And it's no different with Bitcoin. So as people have committed to holding Bitcoin as an asset, and its scarcity, because remember, there is a finite amount. There will only be 21 million Bitcoin ever mined. So it gains value because collectively people have decided that has value. In the same way that in ancient times, people would go to a market and trade a chicken for thread to make clothes. That's crazy, man. Bubba, do you think JJ holds Evans back for possible game 3? No, you absolutely use him to finish off games. Like, you don't play for the possibility of game 3. If you can win game 1, you go win game 1. Like, again, I know we've talked about this all year, but all season people were asking, hey, does Evans starter? It's like, no, because your bullpen is weak. He's your best guy. You leave him in the bullpen to be able to affect multiple games. And if he doesn't pitch in games 1 or 2 and he's available in game 3, great. And that's ultimately what they did. And then he faltered as a starter, and so they moved him back to the bullpen. And Chase Shores and Jaden Newt have been really good of late. They just weren't on Sunday. And Evans saved you. It was awesome. But it doesn't mean you're going to now at this point put him back into a starting role. I'm not saying he won't start. There may be a scenario where it makes sense. Like, let's say he doesn't pitch game 1 or 2 and he's available game 3. Yeah, okay. But no, if you have a chance to win game 1 or 2, if it's 2-1 in the 8th inning and Cade Anderson's at 117 pitches and you need to go get 5 outs, you go give the ball to Casey Evans and say, give me 5 outs. Hey, Barry, good morning. Listen to Locked On FPI episode this morning. I know you were talking about second-year starters. We can't forget Matt Flynn's 5th-year performance. Yep, but I was talking about second-year starters. But yes, I mean, Flynn was great in 2007. Morning, Matt. Let's say it's game 2 this weekend, bottom 9 up 1. Ianson, Anderson, Evans, Byrne. Who you turn to? Cowan. Nate's interviewed the best pitching coach. All right, let's get out of here. Remember, all of our sponsors linked in the description on YouTube, tagged on Facebook. Thanks for being there with us. Locked on LSU is live, AFR 3.